A job breakdown is a critical component of job instruction. Without a good job breakdown, it's nearly impossible to use the four-step method of instruction. Now, I'm going to show you now how to make a job breakdown. And as I do that, just observe what I'm doing. We're going to use the same sample job we used in the past to teach it, and that's tying the fire underwriter's knot. Now, you can see the job breakdown form. On this form, there's a header where you list the operation, parts and tools and materials. And then there's a place for important steps, key points, and reasons for key points. Now, an important step is anything that would advance the work. Let's capture the important steps first. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to just go through, and as I think about how to do this, I'm going to think out loud so you can hear my thoughts and my decisions as we progress through the job breakdown. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start the job. I'm going to ask myself, as I do things, have I advanced the work? So let's just start the job and watch the breakdown. Have I advanced the work? Well, not really. I got the 6 inches, but I didn't really advance the work. Well, let's continue on then. Okay. Now, have I advanced the work? Yes, I have. Well, what have I done? Well, I've untwisted and straightened the cord. Is that an important step? I think it is. So our first important step would be untwist and straighten. Well, let's continue on with the job. Have I advanced the work? Well, yeah, I made a loop here. This loop advanced the work. Is it an important step? Yeah, it is. So that would be our second important step. Make a right loop. Let's continue on with the job. I advanced the work now? I sure have. I finished the knot. Is it an important step? It certainly is. Let's call it pull taut. So my fifth important step is pull taut. And you can see now we've captured the important steps by doing the job and looking for things that advance the work. What we're going to do now is, using those important steps, we're going to look at each one of them, ask a different series of questions in our mind, and I'll be thinking out loud again so you can see the logic, and we're going to look for the key points. Now, a key point is anything that's going to make or break the job, injure the worker, or make it easier to do. So let's look for those conditions to see if we have any key points. Now, our first important step was untwist and straighten. Well, we go like this. Why did I go like that? Well, I'm trying to make sure that I have 6 inches here. Well, why do I do that? Well, if I didn't have 6 inches, then it wouldn't work downstream. Well, does that meet one of the conditions? Make or break the job, injure the worker, make it easier to do? Yeah, it would make or break the job. It couldn't work downstream. Is it a key point? I think it is. So 6 inches is our first key point in that first step. Well, is there anything else as I do this job that's going to make or break the job, injure the worker, or make it easier to do? No, I don't think so. So let's continue on. Now, my second important step was make a right loop. And I'm looking for anything that can make or break the job, injure the worker, or make it easier to do. Is there anything that's going to make or break the job, injure the worker, or make it easier to do? Well, I put it in front here. Why did I do that? Well, if it doesn't go in front, the knot won't tie. Well, that'll make or break the job. It meets one of the conditions. So that'll be our next key point, in front of main strand. Is there anything else that's going to make or break the job, injure the worker, make it easier to do in that step? Well, no, not really. It's all done. Okay, so let's continue on to the next step, which is make a left loop. Make a left loop. Let's see if there's anything that's going to make or break the job, injure the worker, or make it easier to do. I pull it like that. Well, why do I pull it like that? Well, I want to put a little kink there. It makes it easier to get under the stub then. Does that meet one of the conditions? I think it does. It makes it easier. So that'll be another key point then. It's pulling end towards you. So in this step of make a left loop, our first key point is pulling end towards you. Let's see now. Let's continue on and see if anything meets one of the conditions. Okay, so I pull it firmly. Why do I do that? Well, I don't want it to come untied. Then the knot would fail in the light. That would make or break the job. So our third key point here is firmly. We want that firmly because we don't want it to fail after we've tied it. Okay, is there anything else that's going to make or break the job, injure the worker, make it easier to do? No, I think that's it. That's all of our key points that we have. Now you've seen how to capture the important steps, the key points, and as we were capturing those key points, we also talked about the reasons that it may make or break the job, injure the worker, or make it easier to do. So you can also put those down in the third column, reasons for the key points. And now you've seen how to make a breakdown with the sample job, tying the fire underwriter's knot. It's a simple job, but it's the same process that you can use out in your work area.